It's happened again. It's happened again.
He's done it again.
The wrong graphic. It's happened again.
He's done it again. He's done it again. I've got nothing else. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Absolutely EFL Show. Absolute Football Podcast. Absolutely EFL. Not WSL. I am sorry. That's next Wednesday. I think he has done it as a wind-up. I've got to be honest. I'm fairly sure he has. But never mind. We'll crack on without it. I am your host. And it's very much a Her Game 2 kind of vibe tonight. So, I mean, and why not as well? Why not as well? I've got three of the most wonderful women to talk football, AirPods, everything we've been talking behind the scenes. So we're going to rock and roll, starting with Rebecca. Rebecca, how are you and how was your lovely trip to Wales on Tuesday?
I'm very well, thank you. It's been a very good week. I've been very happy this week. Had my hair done yesterday, celebrated a 4-1 win at Newport on Tuesday. Was back in work today doing a bit of filming with Accrington. So yeah, it's just been really good. I am absolutely shattered now because then I had to go and do 4 hours of uni. But you know, it's all good. It's all worth it. And yeah, I'm really excited to be on. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you. Yes. Very much enjoying, like I say, enjoying being in all your companies. I've literally podcasted out this week. I've only had literally yesterday off. So I'm struggling on, soldiering on like a good work colleague. but someone who may not be as happy and be as happy-go-Larry as what she usually is, because she's normally the most positive person in the world. But Bradford are losing, Treaty. What's going on? How are you?
I'm okay. But yeah, I don't know what's going on at Bradford. I will delve in a bit more, but yeah, it is what it is though. I'm trying to be positive and you've got to be positive, and I just want January to end at this point. Genuinely, I'm sick of January now. I'm sick of it.
Do you know what? It's the longest month in history as well, isn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
You know, like there's still 2 days of it left as well. You know, it is so long. But we're close. We're getting there. February's a new month. Everything changes, and he's still in the playoffs. We've still got it. We're still there. Bradford is still there. And last but by no means least, it is the airport extraordinaire who went to Cardiff on Saturday. It's Chloe. How are you?
I'm good. I know I did end up going after initially saying to my partner that I wasn't going to go. I caved because our wonderful Claire was there, although I didn't get to see her. Still thought, you know what, I'll go along, watch a bit of live football. But I mean, talking about kind of January, this week has been the longest week of my life. I don't know if any of you guys agree, but I got to Tuesday and it felt like it was Thursday. I feel like this week has been about 27 million different days. So just, I think as well, as much as I'm born in January, I want January to end.
Husky said, "Good evening, legends. How are we all doing tonight? Thank you very much. We're all well, I think." And Graham, hello, Graham. It's coming to the 87th of January. He's not wrong, like he's not wrong. Why is it so long?
It's actually my dad's birthday, so it is the 29th. I know I'm going to get all like real here, but it's my dad's birthday. So shout out to Martin, my dad's happy birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday,
Sorry, I get that in there.
Happy birthday, Martin, and your daughter doesn't love you enough because she's on a podcast tonight. Instead of taking her out for a nice meal.
Sorry.
I'm sure you love him, really. But happy birthday. Hope you had a lovely day. Yes, but January does need to end. Graham, has Sam done this as a wind-up? I think so, because we did say on Tuesday on the Premier League show, Sam, just don't get the music wrong. Put the right music on. But to be fair to the lad, he has had a busy week, so we will let him off because he's the absolute extraordinaire. It's just whatever he does. So we will. He's the boss as well. So I might not be able to host. It might be my last week hosting this. You never know. To be honest, I think we've got Charlotte back next week. So yeah, but there's a lot of people in the chat. So sorry if I haven't said hello to you, Shawnee. Does a women's show get the EFL music? God knows, mate. I have no idea. It's some random crap, I think. I'm not sure. I unfortunately didn't watch the women's show last night. But Yeah, happy birthday. A lot of love for Chloe's dad. Happy birthday, Mark. And Simon as well. Evening, gang. Let's get this over with. We've been shit for weeks. No idea why. If we don't sort our shit out, we're going to do a Walsall. We'll get into that. We're leaving the championship until last tonight, so you can vent your rage up nice and slowly, and then it can build up at the end when we do talk about Coventry, because I do need to take you to task, Simon, about Coventry. And yeah, we'll see what happens. And Graham, yeah, we love Sam. He works 36 hours every day, proper legend. He also works on the 87th of January, Graham. So really that mad with him. It's just it's funny, really, isn't it? But that's crap. Should we talk about football, girls? Should we talk about football? Yeah. Sound like Steve Bracknell there, didn't I? Christ, we might meet him.
Is he for us for everyone else?
Oh, no.
Yeah. I was going to say.
I thought it was
It was you last week.
I'm back.
There we go.
Steve Bracknell must have seen this and thought, right, we're going over the top here. Right. Just before we get into it, Jen, the lovely Jen, the beautiful Jen. Hello, my favourite bunch. Hello back. Jen, if you feel free, get yourself on. Championship last. Oh God, that's a laughing face. That's my fault. Championship last. Oh my word, I'm not prepared to let my rage fester. Graham, you've got plenty of time, man. Plenty of time. Well, let's get on to League Two. Who wants to go first then? Rebecca or Chloe? We're talking about Accrington with a 0-0 draw against Walsall, or Bristol Rovers getting beat off somebody.
Rebecca, I volunteer you.
Right.
Salford, yeah.
This will be my short one. I'll save the longer match report for the incredible match that I watched on Tuesday. Walsall, I mean, I know the rule of we don't usually talk 0-0, so that's why I'll briefly go over this one. A good point for us. I mean, you look at how strong Walsall's team is and how strong it has been to be able to keep a clean sheet and get a point against them, especially with we had no Ben Ward in the team. There was a lot of speculation on whether he was leaving, staying. The news came out on Monday he has signed for Reading. So wish him all the best. It is a heartbreaking one to see him go, but it's so well deserved. And he'll do well. But yeah, point against Walsall, keeping us up where we need to be. I mean, Ollie Wright, absolutely incredible save in the dying minutes to keep it at 0-0. Walsall also hit the post at one point, so you sat there thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen? But we held on. It was good, and then we moved on to Tuesday, which we will get to after.
I think that's a really good example of how we talk about a 0-0 draw there. Nice, out the way, done. Walsall, who actually there was only 2 0-0s in all of this. All of we've got double game week League 2, double game week League 1, Championship. There's 2 0-0s and Walsall have been both. So what is going on with Walsall at the moment? I do not know, but they're doing a Walsall. Pretty much. That's what they did last year. And Claire's in the chat. Hey, gorgeous bunch. Hello, Claire. We will be reading your essay of a match report later on. And Chris is still in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hopefully not getting too much of the storm, because there's quite a big nasty snowstorm, isn't there, in America at the minute. And Kyle, I'll be nice tonight. I'm in a pretty good mood. Well, you should be nice every night, because this is a wonderful podcast. So there we are. But Chloe, do you want to talk about the Salford game? I know you weren't feeling great about it anyway, but only a 1-0 defeat and took them all the way to the end. I think Salford scored quite late on as well, didn't they?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think if you'd asked me on last Thursday, would you take a 1-0? I would, to be honest with you. So I'm glad that the damage wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Obviously, not really too much for me to comment about this one, because as we obviously know, I was at Cardiff, so my kind of attention was elsewhere. But Tuesday nights, I'll have a bit more to say on. So, yeah, it's not great. Obviously, I think it's hard because it's another loss. proper brings us back down into that relegation scrap as well. You can see on there some results didn't go our way. Obviously, Newport winning really didn't help us out. So it really is now kind of looking at the table, a bit of a scrap between the bottom 6 teams. I think from Cheltenham upwards, they're pretty much absolutely fine now. But I'm just glad that we didn't take a battering, because our goal difference really didn't need that at the moment. So it is what it is. I'll take it, because it could have been much worse. And then we'll talk about Tuesday, because I've got more to say about that.
To be fair, though, you're right, though, regarding goal difference, especially as tight as it is down there. So, you know, as you said, a 1-0 defeat, and I know we'll get into it, that was only 1-0 as well, and that was against a team who were free scoring. So it's not too bad. There is kind of green shoots, isn't there? But obviously, I think they probably need to start picking up some more points as well.
Yeah, and considering the fact that you look back to probably about a month or 2 ago, we had an absolutely honking goal difference. Like, it was awful. We were the worst in the league. And now I think we're level with Harrogate, actually. So I don't know how that's happened, but it has. But yeah, we need results to start going our way if we do want to stay safe, because I think it's not going to be a comfortable ride to the end of the season now. But I guess that's what I get with being a Bristol Rovers fan. Love you, early Rovers.
And we don't want to lose it to Monday night. So, you know, let's have positive vibes from everyone. And the queen of the positive vibes, Dreety, what's taking your fancy in this league? A lot of goals, isn't there? A lot of goals in there.
A lot of goals, yeah. See, I've kind of adopted Grimsby Town now as my League 2 team. No disrespect to Bristol Rovers or Aki, because I watch them religiously now. Every time score comes up, I'm always watching. It's weird now. Every time anyone's on the pod, I always look at their scores now. It's a bit odd, but that's just me. So yeah, Grimsby's kind of like my adopted team now because of Jamie Walker, and now Andy Cook has gone there as well. Mm-hmm. So good win for them. 2-0. I think they're definitely going to be an outside chance of getting the place. They did slip a little bit down table, which is a shame to see. But yeah, I want them to do well this season. So yeah, I'd say that, Kim.
Yeah, good win against the Cheltenham Town side. Obviously, Steve Cottrell's back in there, isn't he? And he's done a cracking job there, because they were right down the bottom. And very good home for him. So Spenny fan Chris is saying about the snow, getting the second snowstorm this week. Feels like I'm at home. Well, I live 5 miles away from Chris, and it has not been snowing, but it has been bloody raining, and it's absolutely freezing cold as well.
Not nice.
So yeah, and Kyle reckons he upset you last week, Chloe, so he apologised. I'm not sure. But no, she's very thick-skinned as well, Chloe, especially in the group chat at the minute, because well, we won't win with it. And Shawnee off franchise FC getting a double win. How disastrous! Yeah. I mean, speaking on them, Rebecca, they are starting to hit a little bit of form now, aren't they, MK Dons? And as bad as it is, obviously Bromley with a really, really good result over Swindon, but it's getting quite tight at the top now, and they're in amongst it. Salford probably in amongst it as well, so quite exciting before the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know we don't always like talking about MK Dons a lot of the time, but I mean, it's always one of them where I'd prefer for the top of the table to still be exciting than someone run off with it. And if it means that it's MK Dons that are challenging for it, let them do it. And I feel as though it's like, no, it's one of them where, like you mentioned with the Bromley and Swindon match. I mean, Bromley, their form is absolutely incredible at the minute, isn't it? Like, they've not lost in like 10 matches, I think it is.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at that, and to then be able to say there's still a battle for the title and they're on this incredible form, it's such a good one. I'm quite enjoying it this season. I think I can. I can just sit back a bit and be like, we're all right at the minute. I don't want to jinx anything, but yeah, it's quite an interesting one. But it's always exciting to see the fact that Walsall haven't run off with it again, and then although they nearly did and then dropped down. So yeah, they're like the Tottenham of League 2. They just do the Walsall rather than do a
I don't think Tottenham's ever been that high. No disrespect to any Spurs fans out there in the chat. I don't think we've got any, so we're all right.
It's Tuesday night.
Yeah, I think we've got a couple in on a Tuesday night, yeah, but never mind. Do you girls know that Bromley are one of the only 2 teams in England in the top 4 divisions who are unbeaten at home this season?
Oh, hello.
Do you know who the other one is?
I know one of them, yes, Sunderland. I was quick to tell my Geordie work colleagues straight in the work group chat about it. So I knew that stat. I knew there was a reason why you had your Sunderland shirt on tonight.
Well,
the EFL show.
On the EFL show as well. I know, and I have several kits. So, but, never mind. But yes, it is Sunderland, correct. Thank you very much again to Manchester United at the weekend who did Arsenal. So there we are. But I mean, it's fantastic for Bromley. I mean, like, I know a lot of people had them in their like kind of tips to go up, but what they've been doing has been unreal. I mean, Claire's put here, whoa, Sunderland and Geordie's girl. No, Chloe's got some Geordie friends. Chloe's an actual secret
Newcastle
man.
supporters.
Yeah, you're a secret man, aren't you, really?
I can't confirm nor deny because I don't want to rage bait any of my colleagues, but I've been enjoying telling them about how I've got a stadium tour at the Stadium of Light, which actually I managed to trick one of them into saying that Sunderland was the biggest team in the North East earlier, so I was pretty proud.
There we are. There we are. And Graham, any excuse for this start? And mate, that will be, apart from, if we can get through this weekend, I'll never shut up about it. And Bromley, to be fair, Bromley on Tuesday got a draw, didn't it? And it nearly went. But never mind. And just quickly before we move on, another win for Cambridge, who, after last week's pod, have gone very much under the radar. So,
not
fair
again.
Fair play to them. And also, if anyone in the chat's wondering why Aaron's not on tonight, it's because Oldham got beat on Saturday and didn't play on Tuesday. So, but no, he is a little bit unwell, so we do wish him all the best. And yeah, all the best, Aaron. Hope you're good. And let's move on to Tuesday before I get bollocks. Another win for Cambridge there, Lobano.
Going under the radar, guys.
Right then, Chloe, do you want to get Bristol Rovers out the way?
Oh, God. Right. Where to start? Do you know what? Right. We didn't actually play awfully on Tuesday. I was quite pleasantly surprised. However, though, when I saw the lineups announced, seeing 6 defenders in the squad wasn't on my bingo list, but who knows? We obviously had a couple out of position, but playing Clinton Mola a little bit further up actually seemed to pay off quite well than when we try sticking him in defence. So, I mean, I'll take it because I think that was the first time in a while I've actually seen Clinton Mola have a good game. Now, I mean, I think I mentioned it maybe last week, but the standard of refereeing in the EFL. Where do I even with this one? So, obviously, the goal scorer for MK Dons was Callum. Is it Callum Patterson? His name? Or just.
It used to be for Chef Wed.
Maybe. I'm just going to call him Patterson.
Big guy.
Quite a thick mop of hair, but we'll call it. I know his surname's Patterson, so I'm calling him Patterson.
Yeah,
but
I think it is Callum Patterson, yeah.
Feel free to jump in. He should have been sent off. And I will stand by that. So he was already on a yellow, and I'm not sure if anyone has seen, but there are clips circulating online. It is the most blatant elbow I have seen. Apparently as well, Joel Senior actually chipped his tooth. Obviously, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But the ref didn't even give a foul. He did a drop ball. So there was absolutely nothing for it. Minutes later, he goes and scores, which is just, I feel like it almost sums up a bit our luck this season. But the standard of refereeing, I feel like, has just been shocking kind of across the season. But for that to have cost us when we probably maybe could have got away with a draw, which I would have taken a draw, to be honest with you, against them. But I'm going to try not to rant about it too much because the last thing I want is it getting clipped and going across MK Don's Twitter. But just, yeah, I think it was absolutely shocking. And if you haven't seen the video, I would implore you to go and watch it because it is just blatant. But enough negativity. I'll let people be positive on the pod now. I'm not going to talk about signings. I think it's just better if I leave it there.
I think though, when you are down at the bottom, you just need that little bit of, well, I say luck because it's probably not luck, but a referee to do his job properly, and it makes it all the more worse when he's the goal scorer. It is a little bit disheartening, isn't it? And you're right, I think the referee, and I think that it wasn't a good weekend for referees over the football pyramid, to be honest. Apart from the Premier League, that one who went to the Monitor, the Man City game, was his debut in the Premier League, brilliant decision. But everything else, I've seen a lot of. I mean, I've seen that elbow, and it is nasty. It's a straight red, never mind a second yellow.
Well, exactly.
And there's a horrible one. I think it was Coventry on Monday night, where I think it was Brandon Thompson-Santier, and how he got away with that, to be honest. But it's
exactly.
Yeah. But don't worry, if it ends up being on Twitter, no one will see it. So,
Thank you. But I mean, kind of going on that as well, where you mentioned about teams towards the bottom. For us, every point matters, and who knows, that point come towards the end of the season that we could have maybe got might have kind of made a bit more of an influential decision on obviously where we finish, but who knows? I mean, we've made a couple signings. There's a couple rumours go. I will talk about signings. Why not? I can't not. Because we signed a striker, so I'll take that. Which fair dues to him. He had a try, which I appreciated. Started him on the bench, and he gave it a try. And that's, I think, is all you can ask when we brought him on. Because I feel like sometimes as well, we get a bit nervous. And instead of just, having a shot and giving it a go, we faff, which I was glad to see him just be like, do you know what? I'm going to give it a go. Absolutely curled it over the net, but he tried. So I was happy. But we still need a few more signings. There's a couple of rumours as well about things going on now with goalkeepers. I saw something earlier about apparently that we're in for 3 more signings, but whether that's true or not, I don't know. And apparently we're looking at signing a striker for 6 figures. So it's all very much kind of up in the air, but we need to strengthen maybe more than what I said last week, particularly watching the game on Tuesday. It's just, I think it's hard because I wouldn't say that we maybe have much pull either at the moment with kind of everything that's going on. There's obviously a lot of noise too. So I don't know. It's quite sad times being a Rovers fan because I don't really remember the last time when we were like properly consistently good for like a long period of time. We seem to get a little glimmer of like good times and then they're like, nope, nope, not for you. So if I don't laugh about it, I'll cry, but I will shut up now. So other people.
And to be fair, like teams who are consistently good all the time, you just get bored, don't you?
True. I'm numb to losing now, so it's fine.
That's fair enough. But fingers crossed, obviously, that the signings come in. And who have we got on Saturday?
So it's a big one for us. It's relegation derby, Newport, 12:30 kickoff. So
big game.
It's a big one for us. I'd like to think that we could win, but I had confidence going into the reverse fixture, and then we started shipping off goals late, which I saw a stat. I can't remember if it was after 85 minutes, but basically we like conceding really late on. It's just, I'm going to say that's the stat because I didn't properly look into it, but we like conceding really late on. And the last thing I'd want us to do is almost do what we did at the reverse fixture, but then somehow manage to throw it away. Because particularly now, this game for me is a must win because it could dictate kind of pulling away a little bit, particularly from, because I think Newport are now top of the relegation zone. So it could either dictate being able to pull away and have a little bit of breathing space, or being right in the midst of it. Because if Harrogate, had won, we would be bottom of League Two at the moment. That's just how tight it is. So yeah, Saturday's a must win. I'd really hope that Steve Evans has drilled that into the team as well about how important it is to win. I'd like to think the fans are going to be there, back the team, make a bit of noise, but I don't know. I don't want to think about it if I can. There's too much pressure around it now.
Are you going down or are you
Of course. No. I've got a season ticket that takes priority over Cardiff any day of the week. Just ask me partner. But yeah, Dad and I will be there. We're always there for every home game in the league, and yeah, so we'll see how we feel. But hey, it's a bit of time to spend out with my dad, so can't complain. I guess.
Fingers crossed. It's a late birthday gift for Martin on Saturday, 12:30.
Yeah.
I employ everyone to watch
my birthday. They can't ruin his as well.
Yeah. See, my birthday's at the end of the season, and Sunderland never win on the end of the season, so they always ruin my birthday. But this year, my birthday's on a Monday, so I'm all right. But as Graham puts here, I think that's for everybody. Keep the faith. The highs will return. It's why we go through the lows, because the highs are so much better. And he's put here, Newport were very pro Rodgers, and you'll win 2-1. So that wonderfully segues into Rebecca, who went to Newport on Tuesday night in the rain, in the horrible weather, to watch Aki put on a show and win 4-1. Newport down to 10 as well, with what was a very bad challenge as well. And he was whinging on about it. Rebecca was even worse. But yeah, how was your evening?
Oh, it was great. It was brilliant.
The
noise in me came out. No, it was like one of the longer away days that we'll do. I think we left Accrington at 2:00 in the afternoon and didn't get home until about 2 a.m. So it was a long one, but they did make it very worth it. One thing I do have to say about Newport is, yes, I understand we only had 55 away fans, but they had no food kiosks open in the away end. We had to be let into the home end to go and get food and drinks.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Yeah. They said that there wasn't enough of us to warrant it being open, so they just kept having to get stewards to take us into the home end.
Oh,
my God.
To be fair, Rebecca, as well, they didn't. Because I watched a little bit. There didn't seem to be 55 Newport fans there. So
Standard.
Did they announce the attendance as over 3,000 or something? And we were like, I want to know where they were hiding.
They all went home.
But no, it was an absolutely amazing result. Made the very, very long journey worth it. Like I mentioned, we were without Ben Ward, as it was announced that he had left the club on Monday at half-time while I was at Everton. So I just stood there. Everton are getting beat. They then announced Ben Ward has left. I was like, that can't get any worse. It was quite eventful Monday. But it was a very well-deserved win. Started off very quick. Alex Henderson, 2 minutes into the game, you're thinking, this is going to sound really bad, but you're thinking, oh, why have we scored so early? Because Aki do the most Aki thing of, we sit back a bit, we're thinking, we're 1-0 up, 2 minutes in, we're fine. They then equalised in the 37th minute, so you're thinking, right, here we go, we've just done an Aki. That's the best way to describe it. But I feel as though the goal is what give them the proper kick up the bum to get going and kick it back off in the second half. We were so much better in the second half. I think it was Isaac Sinclair got our lead back through a very amusing goal. It looks like the ball rolls over the line in slow motion, which is very funny. I recommend watching that one. And then we saw Opoku. I apologise for the pronunciation. He got sent off. So we've taken out one of their players ready for when you play them this weekend.
Thank
Chloe.
you.
So you are very welcome.
He was a goal scorer as well, wasn't he? He got their goal, didn't he?
As well, yeah. So it was quite an interesting one to see him sent off. We saw Luke Butterfield come on and make his Stanley debut, and it was very, very exciting to see him come on. Surprised I wasn't heard cheering because the whole ground went silent. He comes on, there's just me going, yay! It was a very positive and promising debut. Paddy Madden added the third in the, I think we got to 82nd minute. So thinking 3-1, great. Very happy. And then we added a fourth. just casually in the 92nd minute, just Isaac Heath with an assist from Luke Butterfield. Now, they're both Everton under-21 academy players. Luke Butterfield unfortunately got released. Isaac is still with Everton, but on loan with us. And it was honestly like being back at that era of the Everton academy, just seeing the link up of them two, just how they work so well together, and it's just slotted back in so well. And I'm just there like, everyone else is like, oh, Luke Butterfield's quite good. And I'm like, I've been there since Everton. But yeah, it was really good to see. It was an amazing performance. I think we are now officially 9 points away from the playoffs, in which everyone laughed at me for predicting us getting playoffs at the beginning of the season in my prediction.
It's doable. It's doable.
It's doable. 9 points off. And I think it's like 17 points away from relegation, which is absolutely incredible with when you look at where we were last season to what we are now and the turnaround that we've had. So yeah, it was a very good win. It was a needed win in terms of we didn't want Newport doing the double over us because they did beat us at home 1-0. So it was really nice to see, made the journey worth it, and I did some social media for the club as well, so got to film the celebrations at the end and the goal celebrations. So yeah, it was a really, really positive day, and I'm very happy.
Excellent. And I think Graham was watching it as well. He said about the Newport player who got sent off. He was their best player and only threat, which is true. Yeah, but he had a brain fart one when already on a yellow. I thought it was a straight red as well. To be honest, I thought he got given a straight red, but I might be wrong.
It wasn't too far before the second one. We got booked for throwing ball away, which it's a stupid yellow to get in the first place, and then to go and do the challenge to get the second. You are just like, but yeah, it wasn't a nice one.
No, and like you say, a bit of stupidity, and that gives Bristol Rovers all the an extra advantage as well on Saturday. So fingers crossed they can use that. Just very quickly in the chat, Mr. Luke is in, and he's 0-0 to Tottenham is pinging on Walsall. Well, you had double the fun, Luke, because they drew twice 0-0 this week. What a boring team. And Allard, was wondering when Luke would appear. When there's a 0-0, Luke is never far away, bless him. All aboard the Yaki playoff train. I think that's a train we all want to get a first class ticket for. Fingers crossed. You never know. But before we move on, Drake, is there anything else in there that's taking you fancy on that one? Grimsby again, good win.
Yeah, I was going to say Grimsby again. I've literally got my notes and it's just Grimsby. Yes, their 5th straight League 2 win. So I'm very, very happy for them. Jamie Walker's not playing as much, but he will play. So bear with. There'll be a Jamie Walker segment coming soon. I can feel it, honestly. He's just going to get an absolute worldie one day and I'm going to be screaming my head off. There we go. Grimsby were reduced to 10 men when Kieran Green got 2 yellow cards in quick succession, but Colchester couldn't find an equaliser. They've been a bit hit and miss this season. They've got a good few players. They've got one of our former lads in Jack Payne. He's very good on his day. A bit surprised he's gone a bit hit and miss here and there, but yeah, very, very good win for Grimsby. That.
Yeah. You're right, and again, another team who probably in the playoffs who have got a good chance to hit in form, aren't they? One I looked at was Salford losing to Chesterfield. What a massive result that was for Chesterfield. Salford have been on fire, haven't they? Especially at home. So great result for Chesterfield. But that brings us on to the league table, and as Alad has just put on there, Cambridge are in the autos. But remember, everyone, they've gone under the radar this season. There they are in third with a game in hand. So there we go. What a chance for Cambridge to go up, and everyone going to be paying attention to them. But it's Bromley at the top who are away on 56 points. Massive result for them, obviously beating Swindon at the weekend. And then we've got everyone's favourite franchise side in Milton Keynes. They're second, Cambridge in third, as we mentioned, Salford fourth, Notts County there in fifth. A really good result for them again, beating Swindon, who've dropped down to seventh. And Walsall, who, like I said, 2-0-0s. It's still there or thereabouts in the playoffs. But good news, Chloe, we didn't have to get you to say Walsall this week.
I've been avoiding it particularly because of that reason. I'm never saying their name again, guys. So,
but and then as Rebecca said, there, Aki 9 points away. It is doable. It is doable.
We could get capital letters like later on. I don't think I've ever seen us in capitals on the podcast.
Well, if you win and Crew lose, yeah, you could be there or thereabouts, and Gillingham obviously, but yeah, you never know. Never know. That's what we'll aim for that first. We'll aim capitals and then play off. Yeah.
We've got Cheltenham at home on Saturday, so fingers crossed.
Yeah. Very winnable game. Yeah, fingers crossed. Pardon me, fingers crossed for that. And then at the bottom, as we said before, very, very tight there. I think everyone Barrow and below are in trouble, but Harrogate at bottom, Newport County are there on second off bottom, but as Chloe mentioned before, a massive game on Saturday. Bristol Rovers and on to Newport, probably the game of the week down there. That's fantastic. For hopefully, as we all say, 3 points of Bristol Rovers, because we want Chloe to stay on the Thursday show.
Rage quit.
Yeah, that's it. And as Alan said, I hope Notts make it in the Autos replacement franchise. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Notts for us have a chance. Where were Grimsby are just off the playoffs,
just outside.
So yeah, Dreamy keeping her eye on them. But a great League Two season once again. It's always exciting. And like I say, fingers crossed for Bristol Rovers on Saturday. And for Aki, obviously. But let's move on to League One and Treaty. What is going on with Bradford? 1-0 to Huddersfield. Liam Manning's first game in charge. That went under the radar because I didn't know Liam. Grant got sacked, never mind Liam Manning. And Chloe didn't even know he left Norwich.
There we go.
Even though it was in November. So,
no need to out me.
But what's happening, mate? What's going on?
I don't know. I'll be completely honest with you. I ain't got a Scooby clue. I have no idea.
Thanks very much, everyone. Good night.
Yeah, that's it. I'm done. Yeah.
Roll titles.
When you put it in the chat the other day about Liam Manning, I was like, how did they not realise it? But maybe it's because I've been watching it like a hawk this past week, waiting for Huddersfield, because I said it last time we were on, Lee Grant and got long. And then he gets sacked, and I'm just praying to God he didn't get sacked before our game. Gets sacked, and I'm like, okay, just don't bring a manager in. It'd be great. Brings Liam Manning in. I thought, for God's sake. I was like, why before our game? Why? But yeah, new manager bounce is a curse for us. It has happened on numerous occasions, and it's going to continue probably. I don't put it past us. It's not fun. Seeing that result just pains me, because against our rival as well, it's not fun. It's not nice. I mean, town fans won't shut up now. I know quite a few of them as well, and they won't shut up. And I'm like, okay, you've had this on us. We beat you 3-1 earlier in season, so there you go. It's equal now. But yeah, and honestly, I don't know what's going on with us. I don't even know what to say, because I'm just looking at my notes as well. I'm just thinking, all the players that Huddersfield have and all the money they've spent as well, it kind of just showed it on Saturday. Like, the players they have, like Alfie May, for example.
Yeah.
I remember we were saying at the start of the season he's going to be a cracking signing. He wasn't all too great when he played at our place. So this game, I was like, oh, he's going to be like that again. He was really good. Really good. I'm surprised he didn't get a goal. I'm very surprised. But yeah, it was just a sloppy incident for us. It was like Sam Walker saved it and then palmed it out, and he went straight into the path of Marcus Harness, who buried it into the top corner, and all of our players are looking at each other. Huddersfield fans are going mental. Obviously, I did not go. Thank God I didn't go. I'm buzzing. Thank Jesus Christ. The one game I did want to go, and I was like, thank God I didn't go. But there we go. And all my friends who were City fans messaging, being like, Jesus Christ, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's just like the lads, it just seemed like the lads didn't show up properly. And it pains me to say that, because at start of season, they were literally fighting for each other, and like they just looked together like a team, whereas now it just looks like someone's missing. And I'll be honest, I think it's because of the players that we have lost this window. I will go into more detail at a later date because me and Sam have some things in the works to do with Bradford City, so stay tuned for that. But I do think it is because we have lost those players. And Graham Alexander got asked that question, and so did Sam Walker, I believe, after Tuesday. And both of them disagreed and said, no, it's not that. But I genuinely think it is because having those three players that have departed the football club, Alex Patterson, who has gone to Walsall, Andy Cook on loan to Grimsby, and Brad Halliday, who's gone to Dundee, losing those key players, even though they had a limited amount of game time this season, they were like key players in terms of, you know, like those players who you can just rely on for like advice, but then also they're there to help you if like you're a bit of a pickle. They're in the dressing room, they're helping you out. Like they might not be in team, but like them helping like the younger lads out, because we've got quite a few young lads this season as well. And having those players not there, you can clearly see it. And it just feels like there's a disconnect between all the players now. And I feel like the players that we've gotten now they've not experienced this sort of thing before. You know, like the likes of Brad Halliday, Andy Cook, Pato, they've experienced it when we had this blip back in 2024. We had a run of 4 games where it was 4 losses in a row. And I remember that vividly because one of the games was our dedicated fixture and we lost 5-1 against Mansfield that day. So I remember that period vividly. But they haven't experienced that, the newer lads. Whereas the lads who are not here, they've experienced that and we've come out the other side of it. So I feel like it's just new territory for these players and it's understanding like it is a different league. It's different players. Like Huddersfield are splashing £1 million on a blooming player, for crying out loud. Like that's just ridiculous in itself. But I don't know, to be honest, what is happening. I think it's more of a sense of like we just need to look at ourselves and just be like, right, those 3 games that we've lost recently, just put them away and just focus on the next game and just keep going. And obviously we started phenomenally well. Like I couldn't believe that we started as well as we did. It's just now it's the most important part of the season where people are going to be fighting for playoffs, people are going to be fighting for autos, people are going to be fighting out of the relegation. Like it's so tight in League One that a few results and we could be slipping down table. And that's something we don't want to see because of how well we started. I don't actually know what to say about Bradford right now because it feels weird saying it like this, but we've got a good squad. I just don't know what we can do to get it back to where it is, because it's not like we can bring the players back that we lost. We can't do that. Like we could, Andy Cook potentially, but the other 2 we can't because they're permanents and they've gone now. But there's a lot of talk of like ending the transfer window better than what we did going into it, and I don't think we will. We've lost some key players who are very, very important to our team, and even though they didn't play loads, their presence in the dressing room was important. Them just being around the place on the training ground, things like that. Them as players, we needed that, and we don't have that anymore. So it's just like it depends on who we bring in now, and yeah, I hope we finish the window strong because this window has taken the life out of me. I've been emotional. I've been questioning everything. The week that Andy Cook and Brad Halliday go was the worst week of my entire life. I was in tears and it was not fun. But it's just, yeah, I think we'll just have to see what happens come next week and we'll go from there. The only thing I'll say from that game though specifically is the one thing that annoys me still about football is how people think it's okay to shout racist abuse to a player, because it came out after the game that one of our players, Curtis Tilt, received some racist abuse from a Town fan when he was walking down the tunnel. I heard it live on the radio. I didn't actually see it, unfortunately, on the Bantams TV. We have like a subscription for that. I didn't see it, unfortunately, but had the radio on and they said that as soon as he was going down, someone shouted something and obviously he responded and whatever was said. Colin Doyle was there as well. He was trying to pull Curtis away, take him down tunnel. One of the town, I don't know, staff or someone wearing the town jacket said something. Curtis comes right back out, has a go at that same fan, and then it was released afterwards that he received some racist abuse. And I just think it's not your player, it's not anything like that. No one should deal with that. No one should have to deal with racist abuse, sexist abuse, whatever it is. I just feel like the game's done now. Just leave it. Don't say anything. Just go home and that's it. like, I don't understand what's the need for it. Like, why do people feel like they have to do that? I don't understand it.
Well, it's like enjoy your win, isn't it? You know, like, you know, they've won 1-0 against, you know, a local rival, and somebody decides he's going to, you know, be a racist and be an absolute mong. And it's just, it's sad that it still happens. You know, we're in 2026 and, you know, we're still getting that. We're still getting, you know, misogyny in football. We're still getting sexism. And it's like, come on, you know, and we should be doing better. We should be doing a lot better. But unfortunately, I think it's a sad indictment of the way the country's going at the moment, Ricky. So, but that's, that'll be me going on a rant. But yeah, hopefully Curtis Tilt's okay. You know, and fingers crossed it's something that the police and the authorities deal with, and that man should never be able to watch a football match again. Yeah, but Graham's put a lovely post here for perspectives, new promoted side to still be in the promotion. I think it's meant to be mix, and have your first blip in January is still a great achievement. And he is right there, because it's taken till January. Yes, because you mentioned to me yesterday when we were chatting yesterday that it's your 3 big games. Yeah, you've lost them, but you know, it's out the way. You know, yes, you probably need to pick up a little bit of form, but you know, you're going to have teams now who will blow you in the league. So fingers crossed, they can get some points together.
I hope so.
Yeah. And as Shawnee's put there, absolutely effing disgusting behaviour, and I think we can all agree with that. And Claire says she's not got her headphones on and we're all loud on the train. Say hi to everyone. I can't hear you. Now, if Claire's calling people loud, we must be bloody loud. So if we are loud, turn us down. Because do you want to talk about Tuesday, or have you got it all out?
I can wait and then talk Tuesday after.
Right.
I can wait. I'll wait.
We did have we had a slight podcast derby because Chloe's partner Ben is a Cardiff fan, and Chloe went on Saturday, and it ended up 1-1, and it ended up being quite a serious injury, Chloe, didn't there? But how was the game, and how did you feel? How do you feel it went as a Cardiff point of view? Because I am just trying to find Claire's match report. Here we go.
Yeah, I think if you'd asked me going into that game, I probably, obviously, the injury aside, we'll come on to that, but I would have maybe thought it would have been a bit more of an entertaining game, just because obviously it's 2 teams up there doing well. I would have maybe thought it would have been a bit more entertaining than it was, but second half, I mean, Cardiff started to become extremely frustrating, getting these opportunities and just not putting them away. Like, my partner went into meltdown mode at one point. Like, Ben was screaming because they just could not put them away, which... I mean, they've obviously still kept their unbeaten streak. I think they're now like 10, I think. So the BBM dream is still very much going strong, compared to maybe what people would have thought when they first brought him in. But we have to obviously take a moment to... Oh, not again, no. But we need to take a minute, obviously, to talk about the injury. So I didn't actually see it when it happened in real time, to be quite honest with you. But obviously time was going on, and I think it was about 14 minutes we ended up having added on in the first half, which, looking back, the footage of the incident now, because there's been many different angles of it, my take on it is realistically and neutral, I guess, slight bias towards Cardiff in this instance. Sorry, Claire, please don't shout at me. I think it was just a freak landing, to be quite honest with you. I don't think there was really the malice in there that a lot of Cardiff fans on Twitter have been trying to claim. I think it was just very much a freak landing. Obviously, sending not that he'd be watching, but sending up like my best wishes to obviously Yusuf Salak, and hoping that he's got a speedy recovery, because he's been a very strong player for Cardiff, and there were quite a lot of worries when he was getting sadly structured off of the pitch because of how well he's been doing, and also their lack of now options up front, which I'll leave Tuesday and talk about Tuesday in a bit instead. But it was just one of those that I haven't seen a type of accident like that, like in the flesh, for quite a while now. And seeing a player having to have oxygen as well is so scary. And I'm just glad that it has been confirmed that he is okay, he's recovering, and that hopefully they'll see him back in the squad soon. But my take on it is that, yeah, it's just very much a freak landing. But it didn't help that apparently the player in question was then winding up some of the Cardiff fans. And I saw a lot of scrutiny for that online as well. But also the ref, I did think, was quite poor during that game. I think Claire might disagree with me, but I don't believe anything was actually given for that incident. And then moments later, he gave a foul going in Stockport's favour. So I did think there were times where the ref was quite questionable too. But I'll be intrigued to hear what Claire said. Obviously, it's a different spec from the away end, so
yes.
bring it on.
Yeah. So basically, his first half at Cardiff, I thought we played some really good football, looked the most threatening of the two teams. Obviously, it was buzzing when Kyle Wooten put us 1-0 up after 10 minutes. The game was changed for us when the injury to Yusuf Salih happened. Brad Hills was already in a jumper position when he ran over. They both got the ball. Unfortunately, Hills has landed on the back of Salih's neck, which is pretty much what you've said. Obviously, he was discharged from hospital and told he needs a bit of rest. No bad injury, thank God. I've seen Cardiff fans saying he tried to kill him. Not quite sure that was the case, but never mind. There's always something that goes over the top. Then he's got it with his elbow, but it wasn't even a foul. I will say, though, I thought Josh Stokes should have been sent off for an elbow. He did get away with that. And on the balance of play, was the right result. Could have, of course, had Chloe continuing your streak of never seeing them lose. And then Claire's also put on what she didn't mention, because she mentioned quite a lot of things, but she didn't mention is that they have the best away record in the league. So there we are. And then Jonathan's just put on a lack of options. We went on to win 4-0, not bad for lack of options. Now, who do you support? Because no one's won 4-0 in that slide there. So get back to us and who you support. We'll talk about them in a little bit. But yeah, and then Claire's talking about Blackpool. So before we move on to Tuesday, Rebecca, is there anything in there that took your eye? And Plymouth winning again is great for Tom Cleverley, to be fair.
Yeah, I was going to say Doncaster and Wigan. Very happy to see Francis Okoronkwo on the score sheet for Doncaster, one of the Everton under-21 players we currently have out on loan. But can we just appreciate the comeback from Wigan, of the fact they did come back from 3-0 down to draw 3-3 and get the point? I thought that was an outstanding match, and yeah, it sounded like an entertaining one as a neutral.
Certainly, and Sean's gave us, this is what we want for match reports. Can I just say, Blackpool away, we were shit the end. That's short and to the point. What we want. It's what we want on this podcast. But yeah, Cardiff beat Barnsley 4-0. He must be a Cardiff fan. Until they beat Barnsley 4-0, where we were getting on to that. I just want to quickly mention Exeter City, because Timmy Tutuerov, who was on loan from Sunderland, scored again. That was his second in 3 matches. Couldn't make it 3-3 on Tuesday, as I move on to Tuesday, because he came on, dived in the penalty box, and got a yellow card. So wasn't quite 2-2. I'll quickly just mention Claire while I've got her open for Blackpool, for Stockport Blackpool. Blackpool Tuesday night was probably some of the best football we've played this season. First half particularly. Ollie Norwood's ball in for Wooten's goal was fab, and Jack Diamond, excellent, made his own goal. I don't know what that means. Though for me, questions should be asked. As a defender was a joke. They stood off and then keep driving, and maybe harsh, but thought the keeper could have saved it too. Having said that, it's the only reason we scored 2. Without a shadow of a doubt, their man of the match, and saved their embarrassment in the second half. And she goes on about signings. They've signed Adama Sidibe from St Johnstone. Claire, Rebecca, do you know anything about him? I know you're our Scottish roundup girl.
No, I don't know much about him. I think St Johnstone got relegated, so I've not really been paying much attention to them. I do apologise, but
That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Well, anyway, they've signed him, and they've also signed Tanto again. So I have to sing the Tanto's on Fire song. So here we are. Tanto's on fire. Your defense is terrified. I think that's right. but aye. That's all I'll put on. But Drakey, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about a Lincoln City 3, Bradford City 0?
It's just like repeat what I just said before, and it just that's even worse, wasn't it? God, when I was watching that, I just thought, what the hell are we doing? Like genuinely, what the hell are we doing? I just don't know, to be honest. It's very similar to what I've said before. It was just like our defending's not great at the minute. We don't have. Well, I'm gonna say it's not. We don't have a striker. That's what I'm going to say, because Stephen Humphreys is not a striker. He is a winger, and it stresses me out how Graham Alexander is playing him as a striker, as a number 9. He is not a number 9, because every time he blooming gets the ball out wide, he's getting it out wide. And then when he crosses it in the box, no one's there. And it's like, you're supposed to be there, but you're not there. And it's honestly drives me up the wall. Good player sometimes. Sometimes he just does my head in. I'm thinking, dude, what the hell are you doing? But then sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, just stay put. Like, I wish he would just stay put, and then people can just feed the ball into him. But we don't. But it's fine. Will Swan is currently out injured. God knows how long he's out for, so that's not great. Anthony Sarcevic is also out injured. Great. Because this is a stat for you as well. Very good stat this is. Every game, I think, bar one, where Sars hasn't played, we've lost. The other one we drew. Every game. So it just shows how important he is into our team. And not having him in, it just messes it up. Like, we had the most different, like, front three-ish, should we say, with 2 and then a 1 that I've seen. We had Stephen Humphreys, and we had, I think, Tyreek Wright and then Tommy Lee. Rebecca will know Tommy Lee very well from Accrington. He's not there. He don't play there. I don't know why we're playing him there, but he's playing there. And then it just didn't work, so they took him off and then put Callum Kavanagh on, who is a striker, but putting him behind Stephen Humphreys. And I was like, well, that don't make any sense. And then halfway through the match, you see Cav go up. And bear in mind, if you've seen Callum Kavanagh, he's quite short. I'm short. Like, I am short, but he's like a bit short, maybe a bit taller than me, actually, a little bit, not much. But he's not going to do well against like 6 foot odd defenders, is he? Because he's short. It don't work. And I just think we're running out of ideas sometimes. Like, I feel like a goal will go in, and then we won't know what to do to get back to where we were before, and we're just like running out of ideas, and then we'll just be like, I don't know, make a mistake, or we'll shot ourselves in foot, and then it'll be 2-0, and then it'll be 3-0, and then it could have been a blooming 8-0 at this point on Tuesday. Jesus Christ, it was not great. And like, our fans are just like, if you see it on Twitter now, they're very much divided. Half of them are like, why the hell have we got rid of Andy Cook? He should be playing. I also agree with that. I feel like he should have been given a much more of an opportunity. And then half of them are like, no, this is not great. We're going to be slipping down table. Someone said, this is quite funny, someone said it's going to be relegation. I was like, Jesus Christ, calm down. I was like, that's a bit extreme, but okay. But yeah, I just feel like, I really hope this week Graham Alexander's gone like, right, I don't know what the hell you are doing. You need to just like pick yourselves up and just play for each other. Just do the basics right. Simple passing, simple, just knowing where your teammates are. I think that's one thing we've seen recently. Is that obviously we've had a few change of personnel. Obviously, like I said, Sarcevic has been out and he's been key for us. Will Swan has been playing here, there, and everywhere. But the lads who have come in, the fringe players, they're not used to it, so they're just getting used to the other players. And it's like someone will pass the ball and they miss it completely. Then it'll be given to a Lincoln player and then they'll score. Things like that. It's just simple things. We just need to like get back into it. And yeah, it's just like, for example, as well, away games for us, we sell out all the time. The tickets for the Wigan match was in a couple of weeks, went out this week. We haven't sold out yet. And that has surprised me, because usually we fly out like that, genuinely. Like, we've sold out, I think it's, I want to say Wimbledon in a couple of weeks, sold out already, like gone. But that was obviously before there's 3 matches where we lost. So I think that's probably something to do with it.
Fickle.
Yeah. It's just like our fans either love winning, or I think it's because we all care so much more about this club, and the fact that we're out of League Two and now we're in League One, now we have a chance to potentially get Championship football. The last time this happened was 2017. I remember it vividly. Playoff final at Wembley. We lost 1-0 to Millwall. That's why I can't stand Millwall. And if you've seen the goal, I think it's offside. Not being biased, I think it's offside. And I was there, and I still think it's offside. So that ruined my chance of watching Championship football. So we have another opportunity now. But at this rate, it ain't going to happen, is it? And there's a lot of talk from like... I was trying to... Wait, who said that?
Got that back on, sorry.
Yes, please. No, it's fine, don't worry. Yeah, yeah, exactly that. Compared to the stats, we had less possession. I think we had one shot. Was it one shot the first half? I think it was. Or one on target, something like that. I was like, that's bad. That's embarrassing, that is. And it's I don't know. We're playing like a team that are like near the bottom of the league and have got naught to play for, that sort of thing. When in reality, we've got a chance to solidify a playoff place and get promoted and go to a championship, which would be incredible. After this, blooming heck, if we get promoted, I'll be buzzing. But yeah, I honestly don't know what to say about us, because obviously at the start of the season I was very positive, and I'm still trying to be positive. I just think we need to bring in the players, and I know a lot of us today have talked about signings. I'll mention a few quickly. Obviously, the lads we bought in now have only been loans. We've got Louis Sibley from Oxford. Good player. I rate him a lot. He's got a lot of experience. He's quite young as well, so that surprised me that he's got that much experience already. And we got 2 lads from Newcastle, Joe White and Harrison Ashby. Joe White, I think, needs a bit more game time. He's lacking a bit of confidence. A lot of our fans are not warming up to him because he made a few mistakes at the Town game and a bit of the Cardiff game as well. But Harrison Ashby looks really good. He's just young and he hasn't had enough game time, and I just feel like he just needs to get into that a bit more. That's it. We haven't got any permanence, which is a shame, and we've got rid of 6 or 7 players now, I think it is. A couple on loans, and then most of them are on permanence. And we let Neil Byrne go to Doncaster. I think it was Tuesday or Monday, I can't remember. But we've got Doncaster next. Obviously, he cannot play, but it just shows that we right now don't have that much of a plan, because I don't know what direction we can see. Obviously, with Thursday, and the window finishes on Monday, doesn't it? So, like, I don't think we're going to get anyone. We need players in. That's the issue. We do need players in. There's, like, rumours of Ethan Wheatley, which has been going on since blooming the 1st of January at this rate. It's been going on for ages, and rumour has it he's injured, so Man United are, like, watching him and making sure he's all right and things like that. Someone said that we've already signed him, we're just waiting to announce. I sent that into the group chat today as well, Grant McCann saying that we've signed him, and I'm thinking, how the heck do you know? We don't even know what you want about. It was so odd. I was like, how have you just said that? And said, oh yeah, we've signed Ethan Wheatley and he might play on Saturday. And I'm like, well, he hasn't even been announced yet. Where are you getting that from? Oh, God knows. We're rumoured with a lad from Derby. Can't remember the life of me for his name. I've literally just saw it before I came on and I can't remember his name. And the man that I've seen a few people talk about, Paul Mullin, which has divided the fan base today.
Really?
Yes.
I think that'd be a great signing.
The thing is, people are saying, because he's a similar age to Andy Cook, someone correct me, I feel like either he's a bit older or Cook, he's a bit older, I'm not entirely sure. But they're saying, what's the point of getting rid of Andy Cook if you're getting someone like that? That's the argument.
Suppose, yeah, I get that. I think that's a great signing if you get him.
I don't mind it as long as he doesn't, like, be an idiot. I don't care. Like, as long as you score goals for us and do the job that we need, play. I don't care. But I completely get where people are coming from, saying, why would we get rid of Andy Cook when we're just going to bring in a striker that's very similar to him? And then apparently as well, because the system we play, we have one as a solo striker up top. Apparently Paul Mullin prefers to play in a partnership. So as people are saying, if we sign Ethan Wheatley, that's not bad then. But then I'm thinking, you're putting 2 new lads together. Would that work? Would that not work? I don't know. I need to see it first before like that. It's just a bit up in the air. And I think with us fans now, Bradford fans specifically, we hate the January window because we've made some shocking signings in past years. Like, if you go through some of our players, and no disrespect to any of them players, I'm not going to say names because I didn't mind them. But then when they played for us, I thought, blooming heck, please just leave now. We've made some rash signings in January, especially on deadline day. We've made some horrendous signings. And there's so much hype around those players, and then they just don't deliver. And then it's just like, what was the point of even bringing them? And then we've got to wait till summer, and it's just like, what is the point? So I think, good one, Graham. Thanks for that. I think it's just more waiting to see. Like, everyone thought we were going to sign someone today. Didn't happen. Because obviously, I think the cut-off if it's playing for a Saturday is 12 o'clock tomorrow. Is that?
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
So obviously, if we sign someone, we've got to find. We've all just waiting by the hour, being like, "Is this happening? Is this happening? Is this happening?" But it's just a waiting game now, and that's the only issue. It's like we don't have a clue who we're signing. We've got no idea. There's no like set in stone rumours like the Harrison Ashby one and the Joe White one. That was a rumour that came true, and we all kind of knew it were happening. But I just don't know this. Like, Lincoln, fair play. I'm going to give some credit to them. They are a very, very strong team, and I would not be surprised if they're top two come the end of the season. Would not be surprised at all. But we were awful. We weren't great, and it's hard to take these losses now. And it's just we have to pick ourselves up, forget these have happened now, and just move on to Saturday. And we've got one of my favourite teams in the world, and I say that with no expression because I blooming can't stand them, Doncaster, who absolutely love scoring against us. Jordan Gibson and Billy Sharp. Jesus Christ, and I'm not looking forward to it. Just wait till the pod group chat on Saturday and then you'll know my feeling. It's 12:30 as well, so if all happens with them two scoring or if Jordan Gibson does a blooming chicken dance in front of us again, I'm going to be fuming. I'm not going to be happy on Saturday. I'll tell you that for a fact. But
I'll tell you what, when you're angry, you sound so northern. Like, you're going to be living next door to me if you get any more northern. Honestly.
I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to be positive.
At least you're still smiling. As Claire says there, Bradford being shot and she's still smiling. I think she may have meant shit, which she did.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say they haven't been that bad. Just quickly as well, before we move on, there's a little bit about Paul Mullin. I just wanted, where's Claire's? Yeah, just about the Tranmere, like Conor Jennings, who's done his ACL, MCL, and something else. So don't know what that could be. Possibly his PCL, because that's in your knee. But he did it on Tuesday night. Contract due and some Tranmere immediately give him a 1-year extension. It's fair play to Tranmere for that because, the last thing you need is when you've got an injury like that is, not to be about a football club. So hopefully continues his rehabilitation for Tranmere and gets back on the pitch. So because that's a really, really shocking injury, to be fair, like doing everything in your knee. But a couple of bits, like I said, on Mullin, if Bradford play a front two, to see Mullin getting 10, 14 goals till the end of the season, which, to be fair, is what you need. It's another...
I'll take that all day long. If that happens, blooming heck, I'll take it. We need goals and we need them ASAP, genuinely.
Chloe, do you want to mention the Cardiff, because Cardiff getting back into winning ways with a home win over Barnsley? Were you out that one?
Yes. No, I wasn't. I ended up watching Rovers because initially I was going to try and go to Newport Aki, but my office days for work didn't quite work out and I was in the Bristol office, so I ended up watching the Rovers game. So no, didn't watch this one, but wanted to clarify as well the comment that I made about the attacking options. This was something that, again, we talked about at the game on Saturday, but kind of the ones that you're looking at initially, we would have thought, obviously, Robinson came on, Callum Robinson, but I feel like Salek just kind of has this certain like magic about him. And I think now that obviously Robbo's getting a bit older, he reminds me a bit more of like a Chris Martin style striker, one of those that he might not always run his socks off like other strikers will do, but he's there and is able to put it in the back of the net when he needs to. But interestingly, he didn't start on Tuesday, and that was what caught my eye. Instead, BBM decided to play Kellyman, I think it was, up top, which I thought was interesting. But obviously, he got on the score sheet as well. I think Willock got 2. And then I think it was Perry NG got the other one.
the right back.
Yeah, I think if you'd asked me before the game, I probably wouldn't have thought it would have been 4. But I think realistically now, with the way that Cardiff's going, again, it's a good bounce for them, get back onto winning ways, as much as they didn't lose on Saturday. It'll be nice for them to get back in winning ways. They're very comfortable up the top now. False 9, there we go. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not sure who they've got on Saturday though, so if someone could let me know.
I'm sure Jonathan will know.
Please let me know and I might be able to comment about it. But yeah, not obviously too much I can really say about it because I didn't watch it, but I mainly wanted to clarify my comment there about attacking options, if we will. But Burton, all right, okay. Yeah.
That's Burton, not Bolton.
Whoa, here we go.
Just in case anyone was missing out, I have to get that in for sure. Just quickly before we move on to Rebecca as well, Rotherham, this is Sean's for Rotherham away. Tom Eaves, who's still amazingly playing football, put us 1-0 up in the 26th minute. And second half, we basically defended like shit. Referee rant, blatant handball not given. Then a punch on John Guffey went unnoticed. That sounds like a cracking game of football. But Rebecca, just before we move on, is there anything else in there that takes your fancy? Good win for Donny, as you mentioned before, with 4 points in 2 games. That's good for them to ease the relegation woes a little bit.
Yeah, very strong result for them against Leyton Orient. One that I did want to mention was it was absolute heartbreak for Burton. I mean, it was a 93rd minute winner for Bolton. And it was one of them. It was like that point could be huge could have been huge for Burton, especially with where they are in the table and they have been struggling a bit. But that was quite an interesting one. I apologise now, but as we found out last week, Lincoln had become my adopted team on the podcast many seasons ago when Ethan Hamilton signed, and have continued to be. But I am quite happy to see them in second, and it is very well deserved, but that is all I will mention because it is a very sad time for Bradford.
Who needs Cambridge going under the radar when you've got Lincoln going under the radar? I'm starting a new trend, guys.
We'll just quickly move on to the league table. And as you said, Chloe, there, Cardiff, 10 points clear of Bolton in third with a game in hand. I think that's pretty much them signed, sealed and delivered as champions. It's going to take a hell of a drop off. Lincoln, as we mentioned, in second. Bolton, Stockport, Bradford, Huddersfield. So you're still there, Drake. You're still there.
We're above town. I'll take it. We're above town for now. For now, anyway.
Buffer. 4-point buffer. A couple of games in hand. We're fine.
Yeah, a couple of games in hand.
We're absolutely fine.
Yeah, hopefully.
Obviously, Stevenage as well. A couple of games in hand. They've still got their eye on the playoffs. And at the bottom, as mentioned before, Doncaster really getting themselves up there, level on points now with Burton. Wigan getting dragged into it. Leyton Orient really getting dragged into it as well. I would say there anyone below Barnsley below. But Blackpool, who I said last week, got to win, getting themselves up to 16th, flying up that league. The bottom 4, Port-Vale, who I think are down. And then it's really, really tight. Rotherham getting a really well-needed win over at Northampton Town. And so they're both still in the bottom 4. And Doncaster Rovers, despite that 4 points, are still in the bottom 4, but only on goal difference. So be prepared for a hell of a relegation battle there. And let's crack on to the championship. I'll very quickly mention Alid because he's put QPR at a time madness in the first half. QPR had a deserving lead into half-time as they were the better side. Don't think we had a shot on target first half. In the second half, we scored an early goal, missed it as I didn't make it to the stand in time. And once QPR scored the second in the 80th, it felt like we were going to be facing a loss. Nelly hasn't put anything else. I think he's still typing. So, what I will say about that game is one that Charlotte will be very happy with. Ollie Rathbone scored an absolute belter to win the game. And there we go. He's typing again. And then QPR player received a second yellow. Both Windass and Rathbone got subbed on, and 4 minutes of added time got added. Now, I'm going to be a spoiler alert here. I think they both scored. So, there we go. Hurry up, Alec, man. Jesus Christ. All I know is Ollie Rathbone scored the winner. But yeah, great win for them. And that puts Wrexham into the playoffs. which is very, 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 very exciting if you're a Wrexham fan. But Drakey, I'll start with you in the Championship there. What's been your game of the weekend there?
I think for me, the Leicester-Oxford one, because I feel like Leicester were definitely the team that a lot of people thought would bounce straight back up and be up there. And their form has been a bit hit and miss, but that was a very, very good win for Oxford. They've obviously deserved that 2-1 win, scoring very, very early. But Leicester did dominate a lot of possession, but created very little. But then Oxford obviously capitalised on that. And then, yeah, good win for them. I would say the Wrexham one as well. And obviously Josh Windass, son of our former player Dean Windass. I would love Windass to come and play for us. Honestly, I'll take any striker at this point.
So
any
you don't want Dean
strikers
Windass playing for you? He's like 60.
You know what? If he can still play, I'll take him. Honestly, I'll take any striker.
Yeah,
exactly. Any strikers who are free, tell me. I'll take any of them, please. We just need a striker.
And yeah, as Carl said, poor Sheffield wins. Obviously, Barry Bannon has left and gone to Millwall as well, so a big signer for Millwall. Barry Bannon, obviously, a Sheffield Wednesday stalwart, but obviously he's gone there, so it's a big move that, and obviously, I mean, Sheffield Wednesday are obviously going to get relegated, but a big signing for Millwall. And Graham's put Bermondsey away. Who would Charlton? Millwall. So Bermondsey away. The worst performance I've seen in many years. The one team that is absolutely not allowed to happen against. No fight, no desire, no quality, no effort. Embarrassing from everybody. Well, you have just signed Conor Cody today, haven't you, Graham? Which I think is a good sign. Obviously, he's playing for England not so long ago. So if he can rediscover some kind of form, I'm fairly sure that'll be okay. But I think Graham's still going to be tightening. So we'll move on. But as you mentioned before there, Dree, Leicester have also sacked their manager, which is Cifuentes, isn't it, who was at QPR and left QPR, put himself on gardening leave, didn't he? Left them, went to Leicester, thought the grass was green. It turned out it wasn't. So another manager, bit the dust. And what is it? I mean, everyone thought I actually didn't think Leicester would go back up, so I didn't have them in my tips. Which, to be fair, though, I did have Sheffield United in mind, and look where they are. But Simon, where are you? Because I want to talk about Coventry. Graham's just continuing on with his match report. Somehow only one down at half time. Coburn with the miss of the season. So we think, okay, it can't get much worse, and somehow it very much did. Second half was a disgrace. No other way to describe it. And they're getting dragged down right in amongst it. While he's still angrily typing away, feverishly typing away. Rebecca, is there anything else in there for you?
I mean, Derby and West Brom for me. Like I mentioned last week, West Brom have been struggling. I feel like a decent point for them, picking up hopefully a bit of form and can get a bit of a run together. I know Drewsy's already covered it, but Oxford, huge 3 points, and it pulls them closer to Portsmouth now. So hopefully they can start moving their way up a bit. And then I know we'll probably get into it a bit more, but the Norwich and Coventry match, I mean, incredible 3 points for Norwich. Would love to know what's currently happening at Coventry, because has been mentioned, is a Walsall on the cards for them. But I feel as though, especially for Norwich, it was very, very much needed, pulling them away from bottom 3, and it's one of them where I don't think anyone expected it, but fair play to them.
Yeah. We'll get into Coventry actually, because obviously we've seen it last year, didn't we, with Wrexham? And I mean, Simon put this quite early on in the charts that this is sort of the beat the A1 after the game. Absolutely baffled that the officials missed it, and I wanted to talk about it because I think how the refs missed that, because it's a clear elbow on the Norwich lad, and it's a horrible. The lad lands really good because the lad's obviously not expecting it. and he lands flat on his head as well. I mean, it's horrible. He went off at half time, so I don't know if he had a little bit of concussion or anything like that. But very good. We'll come straight back on because Graham's back. And Nathan Jones has credit in the bank. He needs to change it around soon. Fans very much split. He wants it to turn around. Whispers eyes falling out with some of the players too. Now, if you have ever been a fan of a Nathan Jones side, you would probably say that is not surprising at all. And then he continues. Massive game at Leicester side, who in the other tradition sacked the manager the week before Charlton come to visit. We are New Management FC. So if you are a betting person, get on Leicester at the weekend. I think that's what Graham's saying. But yeah, he's Simon. He had a second goal. Liam Kitchen pretty much gave the Norwich player the ball. For the second goal, not sure what is happening with us right now. Like, it is, Chloe, I'll come to you on this because it is quite a surprise. When we've been talking about Coventry pretty much all season, and that had a really, really good start. The goal difference was something like plus 29 or whatever. They were absolutely blowing teams away. And then since Christmas, it's really fallen off a cliff. And then you look at the league table now, you got Ipswich, who actually lost at the weekend, but Ipswich have signed a couple of decent players. They've got Mehmeti from Bristol City, which, you know, he's a phenomenal player. I know I put bias aside, but he's a phenomenal footballer. And they've signed Dan Neil from Sunderland, who captained Sunderland to a playoff win last season. And he's a tremendous player for Ipswich and that. And obviously Borough 3 points behind Ipswich there with a game in hand, only 5 points off Borough, 8 points off Coventry. It's opened right up, hasn't it? And we've got to put Hull in there as well. Hull are absolutely flying as well. What do you think's happened at Coventry?
I mean, what's probably happened, I don't know. But I mean, kind of looking at it from more of a neutral perspective, I think, Rebecca, you said it earlier about League Two. It makes it more interesting because we've now not got that kind of runaway leader, if you will. It's very much kind of back in the mix again because Borough, who are going to be kind of my pick to talk about, you know, they've won, I think it's 4 on the bounce now. I think this result from the weekend was for them. So that's taken them only 3 points now within Coventry. Obviously, Coventry have got a bit of kind of leeway at the moment where it's 8 points then between them and third. But who knows? Because again, it all talks about every point matters. You could go on a run, like a couple games run of bad form, and before you know it, like you could be slipping down slightly. But who knows? I think for me though, it makes much more interesting viewing because it's nicer when you see a bit more of a tighter run between a few teams, you know, kind of like who's going to get it rather than having that runaway leader. But it does feel a bit like deja vu, thinking back to, I'm not saying it, but a certain team from the Midlands last season. I'm not saying the name because I'll get bullied, but it does feel a bit like deja vu.
We're not bullies. We're not bullies.
It's all with love, I promise you. But it does feel a bit like deja vu, I must say. But what has gone wrong truly, I don't know. I really do not know. But I guess you just gotta see what happens.
Yeah, and like I say, I think they need to strengthen. I think they've got a couple of days left in the transfer window. I think they probably need to strengthen. And as Simon said, the midfield's shocking considering who the manager is. Obviously, one of the best midfielders ever to grace the game. It is surprising that. And then we need a Grimes backup option and a no nonsense centre half, and we're signing a load of wingers. There we go. But yeah, I mean, for me, like I said, I've said, I think watching them this season, they've been the best side in the league by far. But they are very, and Simon, you might agree, they are very one-dimensional. They don't particularly have a plan B. And I think a few teams have found them out. I think that's the problem. And teams now just aren't playing football against them. Teams are just sitting back and trying to get them on the counter-attack, which that's all you're going to do. That's what you're going to do. And I watched the game on Monday. I will say it, and Simon might disagree, I thought Norwich were very good value for that win. And I think Philippe Clement has done a phenomenal job since he's gone there, replacing Liam Manning. I think he's done a really, really good job. He's got them out of the relegation zone. He's got them pretty much looking up and not back. I think next season, given the right tools, I think he'll do a really good job there. But yeah, I think it's I agree with you. I think it's good for the game. Again, Simon disagree with this, but I think it's good for the game to have 3 or 4 teams. As we mentioned before, Hull City are on fire. And they've got, the right blend of, they've got a good defence, they've got a good midfield, and they've signed some cracking strikers, and they've got, Liam Miller, who's banging the goals in for them. McBurney, who, good centre forward who's been there, done it. Really, really good, really good acquisition. Graham's still going, bless him. After Leicester, we have 3 home games in quick succession, which will define our season. One's the Portsmouth game, and they've got QPR as well. QPR are a good side at home, not so much away. I think I'll leave it there as I've taken too much time as it is. Thank you for listening. Hugs are appreciated this time, Graham. If I was anywhere near you, mate, I would come and give you a hug. But you live at the opposite side of the country to me, and it's a bit too late now. But fingers crossed you can get there on Saturday. But Rebecca, is there a result in there for you?
I think I've covered them.
Yes, you did. Sorry. Chloe, is there anything else for you?
To be honest with you, I kind of covered it as part of my answer to Coventry, to be honest with you, which Middlesbrough were the ones that I wanted to pick out anyway. I think, we've kind of covered other ones that really stood out to me. And as you mentioned earlier as well, Bristol City selling one of their star players to Ipswich.
Yeah. He was out of contract, wasn't he, at the end of the season? So I think they've just cashed in.
Yeah, which fair play to him. You've got to give him credit for doing that. Yeah, it's a bit of extra cash then in the bank anyway, so can understand it. But who knows? I'm not going to say too much because we're not doing very well, and I don't want to get. So I'm going to leave it there.
I will see it in this league. The Birmingham City and Stoke game. I've not watched any of it. Not wanting to watch any of it, but that was the most predictable score, I think, of the whole football pyramid on Saturday. Birmingham won, Stoke won, dull as dishwater, and I don't apologise to any of them fans because that just sounded awful. But let's crack on with the league table. And Coventry, Simon, you can come out of the behind the sofa. You're still top of the league. And still with an excellent goals difference. So you're all right. You're still there. Coventry City are top. Barrett hot on the heels at the minute. They're on 55. Ipswich, as we said, 50, but with a game in hand and with 2 excellent signings this week. Just very quickly, I did say this on the Tuesday pod, but I do wish Dan Neil all the best at Ipswich. He's now out of contract with Sunderland at the end of the season, so he's played his last game for us. And a lad who led us from League One to the Premier League as a Sunderland fan, as a captain as well. I think he lived the dream, and fair play to you. And I really wish you all the best, Ipswich Town. And I really hope you get them promoted, and I really hope we're playing each other next season. So there we go. Best of luck to Dan Neil. As mentioned before, Hull absolutely flying. Millwall as well, still not out of it. Millwall. Really good win for them at the weekend, and obviously signed Barry Bannon, so that's a good one for them. Wrexham are in the playoffs. But there we are. And there's a whole bunch of teams but a 143, including Watford, Stoke, as I said before. The Derby really pushing on, aren't they? Derby are pushing on. And then the bottom 3, poor Sheffield Wednesday. Oxford crack win for them, puts them in a little bit of touch and distance. And then Blackburn Rovers, who've got a good draw, didn't they? Blackburn drew with Watford, didn't they? So good result for them. And Portsmouth couldn't take advantage of anything because they only drew with Southampton. So that relic again, and going to be really, really exciting, I think, before the end of the season. Charlton and West Brom getting dragged into it, Norwich going the other way. And so that is it for our football chat this week. It only leaves me to say that we are the Absolute Football Podcast. You can catch us 2 seconds. Hello, everyone. A bit late. Yeah, we're just about to finish. But the one goal difference, it is amazing. The fact that they're still there is fantastic. And Blackburn are getting sued by the shirt sponsor.
Wow.
Right. And Ryan's just subbed. Thank you so much, Ryan. If you sub to us, you get to see 4 4 podcasts a week. We are on here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We are still we're not still the best new contract creator the FCS, but we were in 2024. So there we go. And we have award winners on the panel today. So there we are as well. So there. But we are on a Monday. We are the Absolutely Non-League Show. Ben jumping in and doing an absolutely fantastic job. I'm just looking at that. Wolves fan, need to get used to Championship again, bless you. But you're getting 50 million for Strand Larson, which, to be fair, is some good money. On Tuesday, we have the Premier League show, which, Ryan, you can watch for the next 3 months. On Wednesday, it is Freya and Team Chaos with the Absolute Women's Football Show. If you like that and want to listen to the music again, it'll be on in about a minute. And then on Thursday, you have got the Rowdy Rabble. Oh, no, the deal's off. Oh, damn. You've got the Rowdy Rabble. You've got me. I think you've got Char back next week. So, yes, I just want to say thank you very much for everyone for holding my hand and being very good to me the 2 weeks that I've hosted. Sorry we've had the wrong music. It wasn't my fault. But you can become a YouTube member. You can subscribe, like what Ryan's just done. And you have the behind-the-scenes episodes. You have chats, perks, and you have emojis. You also have a all about Watford, which is still there, and I'm pretty confident we're doing an all about Bradford soon with Dreety, so that should be good, and she'll be in a better mood than what she's been in tonight. And she's still smiling. We love Dreety so much, we do. But yes, we're every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday. We are live at 8:30. We do have interviews. We have club episodes. We have the new series of Women in Football, which is coming out at some point during the year. If you want to follow us, we are on Twitter at The Absolute Football Pod. We are on YouTube at The Absolute Football Podcast. We are on Twitch, The Absolute Football Podcast. We are on TikTok at Absolute Football Pod. We are on Instagram at Absolute Football Podcast with an underscore, Blue Sky at Absolute Football, and Facebook, The Absolute Football Podcast. It leaves me nothing else but to thank my wonderful panel, my wonderful Her Game 2 panel, who would all three do absolutely wonderful work. It has been an absolute privilege tonight. Rebecca, where can we see and hear more of you?
You can find my personal TikTok and Twitter, which is _Rebecca_Sharp_. You can find all of our Her Game 2 content at ASFC Her Game 2. And then on a match day and very random days during the week, all of my content will be shared on the Accrington page. But unfortunately, won't be on the podcast next week because Accrington are playing on a Thursday.
Oh, God. When I don't think I'm on next week, actually. So I'm having a social media break next week. So there we are. We'll see what happens. But Chloe, thank you so much again. 2 weeks in a row.
I know. You lucky guys.
We are
so
going
to see me for 2 months now. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. But I'll see you in a couple of weeks at something, won't I?
Yes, very true. Very, very true. I am looking forward to that stadium tour, I will say, actually. But the wind-up as well that I've been on has just been generational. So it has been brilliant.
Oh, you'll enjoy it. It's a wonderful, wonderful stadium, full of history, full of everything. But where can we see and hear more of you, more of your good self?
So on for my personal, because I keep forgetting to shout out my Her Game 2, so I'll start off with my personal. My personal is both on Twitter and on Instagram, which is Chloe Watts _10. And then if you do want to see more Her Game 2 content, it is our Her Game 2 Bristol Rovers Twitter page, which is HGT _BRFC.
Wonderful, and thank you so much for being on again. And Treaty. Despite Bradford going through the mill, you have still come on. You have still smiled all night. If the world can bottle Treaty, it'll be so much of a better place. Where can we find you?
Appreciate that, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
You can find my personal Twitter at Dreety_HGT. You can find my Her Game 2 stuff at HGT_BCFC. That's on Twitter and Instagram. And you can find my media content event, I don't know, stuff. Media by Driti on Instagram. I'm posting some EFL pack openings. I'm doing my match day vlog as well, 'cause I'm back going to games again, so that'll be fun. And then probably clipping the episode today of me ranting about Bradford. But fingers crossed for all of us, because it's not fun, but we still all love our clubs, don't we? So it's fine.
That's it, exactly. And to be fair, Chris put there, never heard you being angry before, so that was new. No, she gets angry, she just sounds northern. She'll be Scottish in a couple of weeks. So. And if you do want to see or hear more of me, I am at ant_Watterson on Twitter and on Blue Sky. So check us out if you want. I don't want Blue Sky as much, but it's just there in case Twitter turns into even more of a cesspit than what it already is, which is probably going to be within the next few weeks. So yes, thank you so much to everyone. Thanks everyone in the chat. Cheers for your match reports. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Hope you all win. Take care and bye for now.